we're back. The number one podcast in Hopkins County, your podcast, favorite podcast, our podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Lennon. Ryan Humphreys. Hey, guys.
Hey,
What's up?
How y'all doing?
That was good.
And we're back.
How did I do? I think like 6 out of 10 was with
quiet.
my intro.
It was quiet, but I liked it.
I bet it was good.
I wanted to start with, what's going on, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
But no, football. That's
Football.
Football is back.
I've tried steering away from the what's going on, everybody.
It's so back.
What's going on, everybody?
It's so back that it's finally settling in that I have my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, either fantasy or watching preparation routine for the day.
Like you're in rhythm now.
It's like, okay, Tuesdays I need to figure out, okay, what am I looking at waivers? Wednesday I wake up at 2:30 in the morning and see who I got in waivers. Thursday, okay, who's on tonight? We've got NFL. Friday, Chad's Media Football. Saturday morning, what's the big college game? Sunday, blocked off. I have no plans on Sunday.
Sunday, don't call, don't ask.
Go to church, get home, change clothes, order pizza, end of day.
Okay, it's funny you mentioned that. And real quick, this is your first time joining us. I'm Tyler Lennon. That's Ryan Humphreys, producer Korey, who's not producing, and then our actual producer,
Go Tigers.
Producer Chloe. You and I talked about this off air. I don't think we've gotten the chance to talk about it on air, though. And I also tweeted this at Tyler_Lennon. That's where you can find all my nonsense tweets. But I don't think there is a better combo than pizza on an NFL Sunday.
No.
I think a lot of people tell you, like, oh, beer on a college
Smoked
football
meats.
Saturday, that's fine. I think pizza
By
on
the
an
time it gets
NFL
ready.
Sunday.
Here is why that is by far and far superior to any other food. And smoked meats, that's a great
Ooh, baby.
that's a great sports watching food. That's great. But here's why pizza's better. Because if I order pizza, I order a large pizza, whatever, meat lovers, pepperoni, hamburger, whatever you want, supreme, doesn't matter. If I order that for the 12 o'clock slate, okay,
You're still eating on it.
I eat half of that. Great. Okay. Goes on a little bit. I snack on it halftime of the 3 o'clock games. By the Sunday night game, well, it's time to go to the microwave and heat up that same
That
pizza.
pizza, yeah.
You know, and so
100%.
it's the perfect amount of food and the perfect amount of timeline to be ready to rock from 12 to 12.
You don't have to worry about
basically.
anything else for the rest of the day.
No.
I've got my TV set. I've got my game set. I can just watch football. I can check my fantasy lineup all day. And, again, you're going to eat 3 or 4 pieces. Then you can go back during the 3 o'clock games. You got your supper for Sunday night.
The smoking of the meats, which is Corey's thing, and that's great.
Very much.
I actually saw a video, and it was like when you turn a certain age, your whole entire life
Yeah, the three
is
things.
either
World War II,
is either World War
smoking
II or
meats, and
smoking
golf.
meats. Yeah, and I was like, well, Corey is just all
Oh,
of
I'm
that.
the trifecta.
Yeah,
I've hit all three.
When
of
we-
those.
all of that.
When
But-
we first found that, we didn't know he was into World War II, so I sent him that. I was like, we just need to get you into World War II. And he's like, buddy,
I'm
Yeah.
halfway through Band of Brothers
You
right
kid-
now.
You kidding me, dude?
he's got it.
No, but I was
going
gonna
to
say
I'm all in.
the smoking meats timeline is better for I don't care about the morning slate of college football. I'm gonna have it on in the background, but I'm kind of messing with the the smoker.
Yeah.
But by the 6:30 prime time slot, it's all good. We're ready to rock.
Yeah, my favorite thing, and not to bore anybody with the smoking meats thing, I'm going to get by this pretty quick. But, like, your noon games, I'm throwing on some queso.
Yeah.
And some ribs to get everything ready and have a brisket going in the background. That way, by the noon of tomorrow's slate for NFL, we're rolling.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I
Corey's going to have
just-
to start preparing like during tonight's show.
I
but-
don't have the patience to really be into that.
I didn't think I did either, but then once I got going, it really is like, especially when it's cold outside, like a little brisk, not super cold, but
I can get down with that.
throw a hoodie on. I'm sitting back there. Most of the time I'm just on my phone,
It's
chilling.
Corey's version of fishing.
Okay.
Really, honestly, yes.
Which I don't like
really.
fishing either. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm just
like,
not
I hate fishing.
maybe I'm just not a patient person. Now I do love golf, which
Yeah,
a
it
lot of
takes a
people
little
think
bit of
that's
patience,
boring.
yeah.
That's pretty slow, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do want to say we're going to spend plenty of time talking about it, I feel like. But the Dallas Cowboys are 2-0. But you know who else is? This guy and this guy.
Let's go, baby.
2-0. Starting off the year
Let's
strong.
go, baby.
Feeling good about it. This man, though,
Came back.
not great in week 1, but bounced back, had the best week 2 of anyone in the league.
Yeah, good week in fantasy. I'll pull that up, actually. I would say right now, somebody wanted me to give power rankings. I'm not going to go through a whole deal
Yes,
right
that
now.
was Tab's
We're
idea,
gonna
which is a
do
good
it-
idea.
We're going to do it quarterly, so, maybe in 2 weeks we'll get after it. Right this second,
Tabs would be bottom of the
Right-
list, wouldn't he?
Yes.
right
he would
this
be.
second, I've got to go Korey because he's handling his business. He's without Eckler, which it's just the irony in without Eckler and all this, unknown, is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Is Austin Eckler is the biggest fantasy football fan in all of football.
Yeah.
He loves it. He's all about fantasy football. That's what makes him so much fun to have. But I think he'll be back sooner rather than later.
Definition of consistent. Korey scored 116 in week 1, 119 in week 2.
You're going to win a lot of games doing that.
Yeah, I feel good right now. I'm not, the hard part right now is just not overthinking my lineup decisions. Just kind of looking at the matchups, not thinking too hard about it, but not underthinking.
Which
for
Korey
sure.
and I
I'm
just
in a
made
weird spot right now.
Korey and I made a trade today. Korey is the big trade guy, and I know
Big trade
no one
guy.
cares about a fantasy football league that they're not in, but this is the down and out. Like, we're not going to talk about our own leagues or anything, but we'll talk about the down and out fantasy league. Obviously, I had Cam Akers, who was traded to the Vikings today, but I'm stacked at running back. I feel good about that position. I traded Korey Cam Akers for Michael Thomas, who, by the way, this is something I want to talk about just because I feel like over the last year or two, people have acted like Michael Thomas wasn't recently considered the best receiver in all of football.
Yeah.
He finally has a Chris Olave
He had
with
arguably
him.
one of the greatest receiving seasons of all time.
Yeah.
Most
Especially in
catches ever.
PPR
He
and
has
everything.
arguably the best quarterback he's had in years. He's got a very solid weapon around him. I don't know why Michael Thomas, people just don't talk about him anymore.
Yeah, and he hasn't even sniffed my lineup yet.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
he's been just knee deep on the bench over there.
That's fair.
I gotta ask what the comment, Bryson, Mace and Cameron would be having a field day with y'all today. What's that about?
The rappers Maze and Cameron have a very popular sports kind of radio show now.
Okay.
And anything that could remotely be taken as, what's the word I'm looking for? Anything that you would have to earlier in recent years would have said like no homo or pause.
Oh, provocative.
They're
that's
big.
provocative.
They're big on that. So we're talking about smoking meats and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Would have been a lot
He was
Okay.
real, yeah.
I was
been a lot of
wondering.
pause.
I was just
Yeah.
wondering.
They're very New York. They're both from New York. They're both.
New York.
Talking about fantasy, big blow on Monday. Nick Chubb.
Yeah, that was rough.
And outside
dude.
of fantasy, I really hate to see that. Obviously, everybody, love fantasy. Oh my God, I lost Nick Chubb, but the dude nearly lost his leg. It looked like.
that was bad.
I hate to say it, but I'm not necessarily saying his career's over. But Nick Chubb, as we know, it's probably done, and that's disappointing. That is by far the worst part of football.
Yeah, it was tough to watch. I was watching it live when it happened. Obviously, we had the 2 Monday night games, which I think they should have staggered the start times a little bit.
I'm not a fan of the 2 Monday night games.
yeah. The whole thing about Monday night
Is that
you're the only people playing.
the Monday night football
Yeah,
game? Yeah.
not a Monday night football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
So, anyways,
I actually like it.
Okay. All right.
okay.
Next question.
Do y'all hate football? I don't understand.
It's just
you
Well, it's
want
just like-
want less football?
No.
it just doesn't feel like it's.
But it's not less football. It's
Okay, let's say this.
less on Sunday that I get to enjoy.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but you
true.
wouldn't have watched those games anyway.
Oh, I
unless it
would.
was on Red Zone. You may have watched Brown Steelers. You were not going to watch a second of Panthers Saints, I don't think, unless it popped up on Red Zone. How
It's
many
like-
how many seconds?
I have NFL Sunday ticket.
I believe that.
Oh,
I believe
yeah.
that.
Bet you do.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's fair. But
By the way, while we're having this conversation, I have beef I got to get off my chest.
what is that?
Well, never mind.
No, I'm just
No,
asking.
no.
What is the beef?
Tell
For
me.
the people that don't have Sunday ticket, the 2 games they give us are always the worst possible games.
So-
it's always some version of the Texans. They like to play the Ravens a lot. It's always awful.
It's kind of hard for me because Fox usually gives me the Falcons.
This past week was
And
Falcons.
so, like,
Falcons,
I'm normally
Packers.
like, that was the game I was gonna watch anyways. But no, back to the Nick Chubb injury. So I was watching it live, and when they said we're not gonna show that injury, and then the entire stadium was like, oh, and this is the same broadcast that showed a man dead on the field while they cut
they
back
had
to
no problem showing us DeMar Hamlin.
DeMar
over and over
Hamlin
again.
got plenty of airtime.
Did y'all see like the run of Monday night football game? Like the last, I guess, 4 Monday night football games, we've had a Kyler Murray torn ACL, DeMar Hamlin die, Aaron Rodgers torn Achilles, and
now.
Nick Chubb leg.
Damn.
That's the last 4 Monday nights. I think.
Who's the next
rough.
Monday night games?
Okay, we're not getting into predicting injuries.
I'm just
Corey's
saying.
going to give us his pick on who he thinks it'll be.
I'm sure Korey would gamble on it.
First
but
injury
yeah.
would be Next week is the Eagles Bucks.
What happened in the college football world?
Rams Bengals.
I'm not discussing this.
A lot of college football from this past week. Obviously, the big one, I think, that a lot of people are talking about, Colorado State. Which, in what other world would that have been?
I was gonna say
the big thing.
We spent a large portion of last episode talking about Colorado. We need to talk about Colorado tonight. I can assure you that would be the first and probably last time that any show has ever cared about what Colorado's doing. And it seems like this year it's either Colorado or the Dallas Cowboys. And that's about what sports TV is right now. Chloe glanced at me like that's some
untrue statement. Yeah.
Just upset that I didn't say anything about A&M tonight.
Did they win last week?
It doesn't matter. Season's over.
She actually texted me about it, and she was like, by the way, A&M won by like 30 yesterday.
That's good.
It was against
against Monroe.
UL Monroe.
Yeah, that's great.
A win's a win.
It is.
We're proud of you.
It is
47-3.
Perfect.
I'll take it.
That's good.
Chloe contributing to the show tonight.
I'd
love to see it.
I am impressed. That's good.
Thank you.
I've spent weeks trying to get you to talk, and all it took was Ryan bringing up A&M.
I just didn't like the glance. No, it wasn't even that. It was the glance about the Cowboys.
No. It was not that. It was because Sir Rogers asked a question to you in the comments.
The Cowboys. CERN Rogers.
Yes.
What is Ryan's most memorable high school football moment? Well, I mean, since CERN Rogers is asking, I'm going to go when CERN Rogers had a 70-yard touchdown against Sherman opening night of junior year.
Nice.
And we won 43-42.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
Tebbs also said, did the NFL not learn about putting Browns versus Steelers in prime time? Myles Garrett, if you forgot.
Oh.
It's a good point, Tebbs.
Is that
good
when
points.
he hit what's his name?
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Smoked him
with the helmet. Yeah.
I do want to say.
Let's talk about Colorado.
Yeah,
we're skipping around.
There was something I wanted to get to with the Colorado State game.
Yes.
I think we already touched on this a little bit last week. To me, we could talk all we want about is Colorado actually this good? I think we're learning they're probably not. They are 3-0, but
they're fun.
You've beat a very bad TCU
school.
team. You barely got past a not great Nebraska team. You barely took 2 overtimes to get past Colorado State. But to me, the most interesting part in all of this, I'm 28 years old. Colorado and Colorado State have played each other every single year. I don't know that I've ever watched a Colorado State game. This year at 1 a.m., not only am I watching it, the entire timeline, my entire Twitter is nothing but Colorado versus Colorado State at 1 a.m.
The whole universe was watching.
I was going to say, you said you don't think you'd ever watch Colorado State. I'm guessing you probably have.
Probably have not.
But
nobody but very bad levels of degenerates are watching that game.
I got to get right before Sunday.
I was out of town for the beginning, and I got home kind of late, second half. The first thing I did, Colorado State, turned it on.
Oh, yeah.
I was interested.
I knew the start time, and I planned because I was out of town working, and I was I was sitting there timing. Okay, so if I get off at this time, kickoffs at this time, I can get home, take a shower, all that stuff. Needless to say, I fell asleep in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, you are the only one with kids on this
show,
so I get it, but
it's a little tough. At
it was
time of the night.
It was a big game, obviously. Big win. At some point, we've got to stop storming the field.
At some point, it's got to be okay. We expected to beat them.
I like it.
I'm not saying it's not fun. Obviously, it's a college experience. Let's have fun. Let's beat our rival. Let's do all that. But we were 24-point favorites. Okay, let's grow up a little.
I will say
we didn't cover the spread.
We don't care.
This might be their only opportunity to ever get to do that.
I agree.
So I'm cool with it.
Well, so what I wanted to say, you're talking about how obviously Colorado just has this grasp on the college football world, and I saw a tweet, and it was like, Texas and OU, they're so mistaken. Colorado's going to the Big 12. The Big 12 is just fine. Whatever. They're losing Texas OU, but they've got Colorado coming in. They've got this just mass viewership hype producer.
At Offset on the sidelines.
Offset.
And someone tweeted, that's hilarious that you think this has anything to do with Colorado. Meaning, if primetime leaves and does anything else, Colorado is irrelevant.
I think it is funny that in their final year of existence, the Pac-12 might primetime to C-Stat, huh?
Oh,
I don't see it.
My final thought on Colorado before we move on is they might not be near as good as the world is making them out to be, but Shedeur Sanders is. He's the real deal.
He's pretty good.
He's the real deal.
I think the TCU game showed more about who TCU was than it was Colorado, and I think you even said that.
Yeah,
but
I do
after the
think
last
Shedur's
2 weeks,
good.
yeah.
I do, but I think he'll stay another year in college.
I do too.
You think so?
He's making a ton of money.
That's true.
The whole entire enrolling early, that world has changed because of NIL. Like I saw where Shedur was estimated like almost $6 million.
And I've seen another one that said it could maybe even get all the way to like 10.
Yeah, well, and like so Dion, made X millions off this sunglasses company.
Blenders.
So like you just got things like this that it's not like Deion Sanders' kid needs any type of extra money. I mean, they're fine. And so if he wants to live the college experience,
he's driving a Rolls Royce.
Yeah,
he's doing
okay. But Tyler, I want to talk about what you just said. The Pac-12 in its last year of existence, you can make a actual case that the Pac-12 is a better football conference this year than the SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's true. I'm not saying I agree, but off rankings alone, that is the case.
It is the case. I mean, and not only just looking at the rankings, number 1, Georgia. I don't want to say they almost lost to South Carolina, but they were down 14-3. Bama, after losing to Texas, not barely, but again, very much struggles with USF. LSU's already taken a bad loss, but the SEC, and specifically the SEC West, is in such a bad place that now LSU's the favorite to win the SEC West again. They are now the favorite to get back to the SEC championship game. I think the way I'd predicted that it would be over, the run would be over for the Astros, it looks like for now that might be the case with Alabama.
Yeah.
Florida, Tennessee was ranked so high they lose to Florida on the road. The SEC not looking great. Meanwhile, the Pac-12 is killing it.
And I'm going to go through the ranked Pac-12 schools. And before I say all this, I get it. If the Pac-12 had some head-to-head matchup with the SEC, this might be completely different. But for the time being, we have number 8 Washington, number 10 Oregon, number 11 Utah, number 14 Oregon State, number 19 Colorado, number 21 Washington State, number 22 UCLA. So I mean that's absurd. How many top ranked schools we have? I didn't say USC.
Left out number 5 USC.
I skipped over number 5 USC, the best one, and so. I mean, it's unbelievable. That's quite the 3 or 4 week span
right now it's
of ranked teams in a conference.
It's them or the Big Ten. The Big Ten has number 2 Michigan, number 6 Ohio State, number 7 Penn State, number 8
the bottom of the Big Ten is so bad though.
Oh yeah,
it's bad.
Agreed.
Bad.
It's like there's a top.
Who's
usually there's top
who's
3
the
or
worst,
4.
Who's the worst Power 5 conference? Is it the Big 12
I would say.
now?
I'm trying to think.
Because
well, I would argue the ACC. You have a very good Florida State team, but Clemson's fallen off a cliff.
Okay, but
it's
Florida
them,
State is
UNC,
ranked.
And Duke.
Yeah, those three are ranked.
And even though I like this Duke team a lot, they're number 18 right now. If we're putting Duke as our third,
But in the Big 12, you've only got Texas and OU.
True, you had K-State, who I put my whole trust into. I was so pumped. I said the only good thing in this godforsaken bucket is K-State -5, and they lose outright to Mizzou.
I hate they lost. I hate that for you. I really do. But a 61-yard field goal at the buzzer was pretty badass.
The leg on that man.
That was pretty badass. Woo. Pretty badass. Korey, you got the win last week in Bucket of Death.
Took the only victory. I felt so good after.
I did not.
Because my game was the last game of the night between the 3 of us. And so when I knew that both of y'all had lost, I was like, okay, I'm good. There's nothing to lose right now.
Okay.
So
before we do this, and I want to get into that, we've got a lot going on
comments.
in the comments.
Yeah, I was going to go there.
So Joshua Hood says, question for the fellas.
Hey, we're fellas.
Are we seeing a changing of the guard in the ranks of football, both NFL and NCAA? Formidable powerhouses, Alabama, Clemson, Patriots, etc., are seemingly struggling.
Yeah,
and you kind of just touched on that with Bama.
I'm obviously a huge fan. I think I've talked about this a lot of the Dan Le Batard show. I listen to it every single day, and they were having this exact same conversation on the show this week. And I think we're very much seeing kind of a changing of the guard.
Yeah, and I'll talk about the NFL part because I think college. I think college is almost, if you just look at the course of history in college, that happens. There's these decade runs of teams. You had, the Nebraska.
Yeah, who's now nobody.
No, they're nobody. And then you had USC, who was early 2000s, and they're just now coming back. And then you had Bama on this long stretch. And then Clemson had a little bit of life there.
Yeah.
Texas had a good run in the 2010s.
Yeah.
But I think college is set up that way because of recruiting. And whoever's hot is going to get hotter because it gets easy to recruit when you can just do this. Yeah. Now, the NFL is different because – I mean, the NFL is also decade driven.
Yeah.
Cowboys own the 70s. The Steelers own the 80s. Or was it Steelers own the 80s? I think that's right. The Cowboys own the 90s. The early 2000s was the Patriots.
Yeah.
2010s
still
probably the Patriots. Early 2020s is the Chiefs. But, the Chiefs don't look as good this year. Mm-mm. The Patriots are 0-2. I think it changes with the quarterbacks. That changes a lot.
Injuries, free agency, but also it's set up to change. The whole idea is for it to change, but also what happens in the draft, especially in those first 2 rounds, if you miss on a guy, especially early on, it can set you back decades.
There's an argument to be made that missing on those can do more in a negative way than hitting on them can do in a positive.
Yeah, exactly, because you think, okay, well, we drafted this guy who we think is the guy. Well, he's not actually the guy, and the time we spent that we thought was grooming him to kind of become and mature and to turn into our leader, now we've wasted 3 years. Our head coach, our offensive coordinator, they've all gone. Our wide receivers aged out. Our running backs aged out. Now we have to pay him more. There's all these, and then you get contract stuff in there. So the turnover in the NFL is there, but also it's a lot more towards if you're hitting on those picks or if you're not hitting on those picks.
Also want to recap or go back on something I said. The Steelers were the team of the 70s. The Niners were the team of the 80s, and the Cowboys were the team of the 90s.
There you go.
Gotcha.
But the Cowboys were good in the 70s, but they were kind of the second best team in the 70s.
Yeah.
Just wanted to clear that up.
You had mentioned Belichick. A fun stat, again, I got this from the Levitard show. It's not going to be that wild to believe. You just probably hadn't put much thought into it. A career record under 500 without Tom Brady. It's only about a few games, but he is a below 500 coach without Tom Brady before and after.
Okay, that brings up. So I think there's 2 ways to look at that one. Brady in his first year with the Bucs goes and wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That negates any questions of it ever being, he had Bill Belichick. Okay, out the window.
He did himself a favor there.
However, I don't think because Bill Belichick is whatever without Brady says, he had Tom Brady, so he's the coach. All he can do is coach the players he has.
That's true.
So don't punish the guy. I mean, Phil Jackson wouldn't be Phil Jackson without Michael Jordan.
Right.
I thought coaches in the NBA didn't matter.
They don't, but I'm saying that those guys have rings because of the players.
It's also worth noting he spent the first 5 years of his career as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
So if you take those away,
and then 5-11 his first year in New England.
My point is, don't punish the guy for having the greatest player of all time.
Agreed.
He was also a 6th rounder, so you could say, the development part was partly Bill Belichick, which I think would be totally fair.
I would wonder what his winning percentage would be if you took away those years with the Browns.
Yeah,
I can tell you.
As far as the formidable forces in college football and NFL, there is definitely a changing of the guard. College football, no question.
Especially with, like Bryson said, with NIL and the transfer portal.
That's definitely and you guys heard me talk about it. There will be a day where college football as we know it is no longer a thing. The top 50, 60 schools in the country that will break off from the NCAA, do their own thing because the amount of money that they have their hands on with donors and just all this stuff is so far away from reality to the other colleges in the country. They're just going to have to do their own thing.
Like Colorado couldn't even pay Deion.
Yeah, no, they're like we'll
figure it out. It's like me going to get a loan,
Right.
Man, we can't afford the cars. Like, what are we going to do,
Right. But so it is a fun time in football.
It's definitely interesting seeing the changing of the guard and just like Josh said, the Dolphins and the Jaguars who were
be really cool if the next guards were the Texas Longhorns and the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
so
and the Falcons.
As it ends today.
You mentioned
it looks like that's possible.
You mentioned Texas. I did want to go back through some of the games of last week before we move on. Obviously, Florida State barely gets past Boston College. And again, we're talking about the ACC, but then we do have to talk about the Texas game. Obviously, they do end up winning 31-10, but that includes a 21-0 run in the fourth quarter.
I think that, first of all, I think Wyoming is actually okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat
and
Texas
that's why
Tech.
that is exactly why I didn't take them in the bucket of death.
You nailed it. And the thing about Texas, you want to talk about an emotional week before. And not to say that was Texas' Super Bowl, but for the entire summer, this entire offseason,
they're looking at that
one's
game.
Been circled. That one's been circled. They
Absolutely.
didn't care about Rice. They didn't care, I mean, they're worried about Bama.
Right.
They got that one done. You're on this mega high.
You're ranked fourth now.
And then we got to play Wyoming.
I think just a little bit of a hangover there.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely hangover. But I don't want to – Wyoming –
They're good. They beat Tech. They almost beat
Wyoming's resume with the loss to Texas being 2-0 before was almost a good enough loss to be considered to be ranked, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
But obviously Texas
Who did they played?
Baylor.
Baylor, yes.
Isn't that right? They played Baylor this week?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm
yeah.
saying who did Wyoming play week 2? Is it?
Oh,
Look it up.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't know, but yeah,
look
Texas
it
and Baylor this week.
But I have a number of other things
good,
going on
you're
here that I
good.
wanted to move on to. Number 8, Washington beats the crap out of Michigan State, 41-7.
Michael
Washington,
Penix is really good.
Michael Penix is very good. I think Washington is making a strong case to potentially be a playoff team.
I think so. The Pac-12, there's one or two things that are going to happen. Someone is going to run the table in that, and there's a couple teams that are good enough to do it and easily get a spot in the college football playoff, or they're all going to beat up on each other.
It's going to be
and none of them are going to
the
make
SEC problem.
None of them are
where
gonna
you
make
do
it.
all
It's
beat
gonna be like
up
the
on
Republican
each other.
primary,
but they
where
don't
they'll just
have-
talk bad about each other.
They don't have the SEC credibility,
Right.
Where they lost, but they still got the conference. They don't have all
Yeah,
that.
a 2-loss
There's not
Pac-12
gonna
team,
be
unfortunately, not getting in there.
You're not getting 2 Pac-12 teams in. You're getting one at best.
Right.
Where the
Whoever
SEC
wins, yes.
Yes, and so someone needs to completely separate themselves, and they will get in.
I think it could be Washington. Obviously, USC would be the favorite right now, but I think it could be Washington.
I think it could be. I haven't watched as much Pac-12 football as, I mean, I guess I should. I've watched Colorado.
They do play
Pac-12 after dark, but USC. I've heard that the defense is not great, but when you've got Caleb Williams playing like he is, I mean, right now he's the favorite in the Heisman.
You could go play defense, and
I think their best defense might just be score a lot of points.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I don't know, but I do think. I mean, the quarterback crop this year is good.
Yeah.
Michael Penix, Shadur Sanders,
Caleb Williams, Drake
May, Quinn Ewers, Drake May. I mean, Bo Nix,
forgot
Sam
about Bo
Hartman.
Nix.
You got all these guys that can play quarterback.
Hartman's.
Yeah,
I like
know.
him.
I know. What else you got, Tyler? College football.
Just a few others wanted to run through. We already kind of mentioned Bama barely gets past USF, and then Tennessee losing at Florida. Obviously, they haven't won at Florida in like 2 decades, but I think that was a chance for Tennessee to make a big step forward, and they just didn't.
And it surprised me because you actually talked about how bad Florida looked early against Utah, and then to turn around. And I don't think Tennessee's great, but I do think that's a huge win for Florida.
Yeah, number 11 in the nation.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they don't have Hendon Hooker anymore, they do have Joe Milton, who has a lot of experience, is a good quarterback.
Can sling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LSU gets a huge bounce back win. They beat Mississippi State on the road 41-14, and again now they're
we
number 12.
talked about it. I look at the schedule and I think they have a clear path to the SEC championship.
They unfortunately do. You got to
I think they do.
You got to beat Alabama. I'm not letting myself believe. I already wrote this season off on this show. So
hey, we skipped
I'd rather
over.
be pleasantly surprised.
We skipped over the Bama quarterback controversy. So they make the change last week. It goes terrible, obviously, and now they're already back to Milroe.
Well, you
no,
talk
I believe
about
they're going.
They move on to the next guy, the
Yes.
third string.
No, it's back to Milroe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I'd heard.
I think they both played.
They played the third. I think they played the third stringer. No.
I'm almost positive it's back to Milroe.
Because what I'm thinking of is I was texting Jeremy during the game because I obviously wasn't. I was working, and his autocorrect corrected it to like something else. So that's why I was thinking it was the other guy. So sorry, that's my bad.
Okay, Ty Simpson is who I thought. I'd heard that they were maybe going to go, but they have named Milroe the starter for Ole Miss.
I do think people were way too hard on him
in
the
the
Texas
well.
game. I mean,
I thought
I'm not saying
he played a good game.
I'm not saying he played great, but it also for the time being, that is now the third-ranked team in the country, Texas.
Yeah.
And so maybe it wasn't going to go great.
And I think their game plan isn't for the quarterback to play just fantastic.
Let him,
I think they want him to be like the supporting cast.
Well, they want him to be this pocket passer. Let that man run.
Yes.
He can tote the rock.
When he got outside of the pocket, as a Texas fan, I was scared. Like, I was like, oh, he's about to break one off.
Obviously, if you've ever heard me talk, I'm offensive-minded person. I played offense growing up. I'm all about running. This is my scheme. This is what I want to do. But I'm also a believer in, hey, this is what we got. Yeah. This is who is on our team. We're going to call what puts those guys in the best position to succeed.
I'm very much the opposite of that. I think a great coach, obviously you're recruiting your team, you're setting your team up in a way, but I hate the idea of like, this is my system. This is what I do. Get the best players available and make adjustments. You get on your players all the time about you got to be adaptable, you got to make adjustments. You have to be adaptable. You have to make adjustments.
If Milroe is an RPO guy that he can tuck in and run anytime he wants to, let's do that. Let's call those plays.
Especially for a school who's won all these championships without ever – I mean, don't get me wrong. They did get to a point where you end up having Hurts and Tua and all these guys. But for a long time, you never had great quarterbacks.
But in the beginning, the quarterback
AJ
names
McCarron,
were –
Mac Jones.
But those names were only names because
they went to Alabama.
Oh, yeah. If
same
McElroy
person
goes to Penn State,
you never
who
hear
cares? If A.J. McCarron goes to Michigan State, who cares?
If McElroy goes to like Penn State, people think he's Rory's cousin. Like, they don't know anything about him.
I like that Korey – no one asked. No one made a comment. But in the comments, he says, I made a Republican primary.
I did. I'm going to let you
know. Before we get to the bucket of death, I think that does it for last week in the college football. And you had mentioned this. Obviously, week one's always kind of a dud, and then whatever. Ooh. It does slow down again, and we got week 3. Not necessarily a great week on paper, but week 4. This is
great slate.
This is one of the sexier weekends I think we've had in a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot to be excited about. We're going to get to the bucket of death, but I think we should all pick out a game that we're looking for, and maybe a team that could pull off an upset.
Yeah, so your upset of the week, game of the week. Ryan, you want to start?
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and throw out.
Oh, Korey, if you don't, or Chloe, do you mind pulling up the college football scoreboard so people can kind of look along with us?
Yeah, I'll throw out the obvious one here. College game day, number 6 Ohio State at number 9 Notre Dame. That's a doozy.
That is a doozy, and that's the one that I had written down as well.
It's also the one I had written down as well.
I mean, that's obviously the game of the week. But there are a lot of really great games.
My second place was going to be Oregon State, Washington State.
I also like that one.
Honestly.
Okay, well.
The reason why I like this Notre Dame-Ohio State game so much is Ohio State obviously is number 6, Notre Dame number 9. Ohio State is a 3-point favorite on the road. But everyone talks about Notre Dame finally has a quarterback. This is your chance to prove it.
Sam Hartman can play.
He can.
He can play.
Already 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns.
He can sling
this win for Notre Dame? You're an Irish fan right now. Is this win big enough to, if you then run the table, are they a shoo-in to get in the college football playoff?
I think
so. I would think so.
On their remaining schedule, right after this, they have to go to number 18 Duke. That's next week. And then a couple weeks later, you have number 5 USC. Outside of that,
never mind.
At Louisville versus Pitt, at Clemson versus Wake Forest, at Stanford. They very much would run the table.
I did not.
Forgot about the USC game.
I did not realize that they had a legit schedule.
Sorry, I was not familiar with your game, sir.
No, yeah. If they run the table, they're in the playoffs.
100%.
Regardless of what Notre Dame propaganda they suck in the play, it don't matter.
100%.
That's a legit schedule. Do we want to give our picks on this game?
Ooh.
No bets involved. No spreads. Like
just
this
straight up.
This one is close enough to just pick the straight up winner.
Give me Notre Dame. Give me the Fighting Irish. I think Sam Hartman gets it done.
I'm actually also going to go Notre Dame. I'm a noted Notre Dame hater, but I'm going to go Notre Dame in this one.
I'm just unsure about the Ohio State quarterback situation. You've got Harvin Marison Jr., as Tyler would say.
Thank
I know
you.
he appreciates that.
Yeah.
They've got really great skill position players. Probably, I mean, them or Texas.
Ohio State?
Yeah, them or Texas have the best skill group in the country. But I don't know about the quarterback room. So give me Sam Hartman and the Fighting Irish.
We're all going Notre Dame.
Yeah. Estime. That dude can tote the rock.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, this is a strictly quarterback versus quarterback pick. Give me Notre Dame on NBC.
Nice.
They only play on NBC.
We all picked or all said we were going to pick an upset. I guess we already have, but are there other upsets y'all want to
touch on? That's not even an upset in my opinion.
Agreed.
I will go, and I've already said this once. I've already nailed it once, and I don't even know what the spread is. But give me number 21 Washington State over number 14 Oregon State. I'm rocking with my boy Cam Ward.
That's gonna be down.
He's a Heisman sleeper, and I think this is going to be a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, I think it is as well. An over/under of 58.5.
Oh yeah, that's
going to
be one.
Almost the highest of any of the ranked teams this week. Oregon State is a 3-point favorite on the road.
Beautiful.
I agree with you. I think
Wazoo.
I like this Washington State team a lot. I think it would be a big win for them. But it's getting back to what you're saying. Like
Wazoo.
We're gonna have the Pac-12 kind of all beaten up on each other.
Yeah, that's the tough part. Is like
I know because then next week Washington State will lose to whoever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like
I can't trust any of these teams. You know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately going to take away from their legitimacy because, like you said, they're not the SEC. They don't have that reputation.
No, they don't have that stamp.
Then you're just beating up on each other. Like you're
just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Korey, what you got?
So my upset of the week is it's honestly on paper it would look like it's dependent on the quarterback play and if he is healthy enough to start, but I truly believe that UCLA is going to go to Utah and expose the Utes.
Yeah, unfortunately, Utah's been very underwhelming this year.
Yeah.
Now they haven't had Cameron Rising, which is a big deal, but I don't.
Is he ever coming back?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the question.
I thought he was supposed to maybe play week 1.
There was
a chance.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, let me tell y'all a funny Utah story real quick.
Yeah,
2-second story. So I'm younger, naive, don't know anything, barely can read apparently, and I'm like, "Hey, Dad, Utah, what the hell is an UT?"
Thought that was the Longhorns.
Yeah, I didn't know what an UT was. What's a Ute, Ryan? I don't know what that is either.
I still don't know.
They're saying the same things about Cameron Rising that they were saying before week 1, that he looks good, he could play, but it's going to be a game-time decision.
It's just
we'll see.
I like UCLA. Yep.
We'll see.
Give me the Bruins.
Okay. Tyler, you got an upset?
Yeah, this might be a heat check moment. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just a huge hater, but
check.
I like number 15 Ole Miss. They're a 6.5-point underdog at number 13 Alabama, but Ole Miss, has already beaten a ranked team on the road. It was Tulane, but they've already gotten a ranked win on the road. Again, someone has to win the SEC West, and I think it's them or LSU right now, which is a wild sentence that it's Ole Miss or LSU. But this is a chance for Ole Miss to get a huge win, keep it moving. They'll now have 2 ranked wins on the road already.
I like that pick.
Yeah.
I like that pick.
Chloe, you're still trying to find it right now?
I found it.
You got it.
Is if Bama loses this one, okay, season's over. But
yeah,
is this a big enough loss that Bama is over?
Oh,
I mean that's
I mean,
really dramatic.
We already saw Saban just
that's really
did you
dramatic.
see him walking in the locker room just
defeated?
Oh, and you never see that.
But I'm asking, just quick. You don't even have to go into it. Just quick answer: is that loss at home, 2 losses at home in the same season?
I think it could be.
Is that loss big enough for Bama to be done?
I think it could be, especially with the transfer portal now. Like, not only does it open up these opportunities for smaller schools and for people like Dion to do their thing, but now these guys at Alabama, I don't have to sit and wait forever. If I'm not good enough to play at Alabama, I am good enough to go play at Tulane. I am good enough to go wherever. I think it could be.
Tebs texted in his upset of the week.
Let's hear it.
And it is Woo Pig over LSU.
Okay.
That's
a
low
blow.
Tebs.
That's a low blow.
It could happen.
Before we get into the bucket of death, I'm going to answer this question for Joshua Hoods. Georgia versus UAB, minus 41.5 points. Can UAB cover? It's a lot of points.
If Georgia looks like they did against South Carolina, they will absolutely cover.
Yeah, they're going to cover.
Here's the thing about when numbers get that high. For that to happen, Georgia has to score 42 points.
Yeah.
First and foremost, they have to score 42 points. And so that's not always.
And then they have to hold them.
So every touch, I mean, I don't know.
Every tud, pushes that line back.
I would say if I draw something like that,
I'm putting it back.
I'm putting it back.
Speaking of, do y'all want to go ahead?
I'm putting it back. All right, pull up the records, Chloe.
So, unfortunately, we've got 2-1 teams and just the 1-2 team. I am the 1-2 team. For anyone that doesn't know, this is the bucket of death. We do this every week. We are keeping up with the scores. The loser of this will have to do the Waffle House 24 waffle / 24-hour challenge. Whoever finishes in second place will get 12, and then the winner gets to laugh.
Let me ask something real quick. In the event of a tie, I think this is how we should do it.
Korey brought this up earlier.
If first place is a tie, they're both good.
Agreed.
Third guy out, full loser.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. If first wins
and second and
third tie,
they both do 12 or what?
They either both do 12 or both do 24.
Okay.
Or I've got a third option I could throw at you.
Okay.
You combine for 48 and see how the two of you split that up. If you split it up 24 and 24.
Or could you do 36?
36.
We could do 36.
Yeah. 2 days at a Waffle
I'll do
House
that.
seems
I'll
like
do that
heaven to me.
because odds are Corey's going to be in that mixture. Now,
That's what I was thinking.
Now, if it's a Ryan and Tyler duo, that's
we'll be there for a while.
A long 36.
Going to be there for a while.
But if we get to throw Korey into the mix, we're going to get a
Well,
bargain.
yeah, I got my ringer in there.
Let's do that. Let's do
Okay.
that.
I like that.
I like
36 combined.
I like that.
Now, I believe we start with Korey this week. Didn't we start with me last time?
Yeah, let's recap last week. So you had Kansas State
Yeah.
minus
Loser.
Minus
4.5.
5 or 5.5. One
Yeah.
of the two.
We should have made a rule that if your team loses outright,
Oh.
it's 2 losses.
Oh.
That's rough.
Too
dude.
late now. But
As
You
the person
had
in last
Florida
place,
State.
I vote we don't do that. But
Florida State minus 26, they didn't even sniff covering.
Yeah, I drew
then-
Texas, almost got shamed into taking them.
Yeah.
Smartly put him back and drew Washington.
Corey, you do what you want tonight.
Hey.
Korey, get us started. For anyone that
Let's
doesn't
go.
remember the rules, he is going to pull from that. He doesn't have to take the first one. He can put it back and pull a second time, but he will have to take the second
And
one.
because there are ranked versus ranked games tonight,
finally
there
gonna
are
have some
finally going to
underdogs.
be some underdogs in
Yeah.
here, which is fun.
It's a fun slate.
Alrighty.
It's the opposite of last week. Corey's
I'm
first
so
pull.
nervous right now. You got to be freaking kidding me.
A man who I believe has won 2 times in a row now.
Georgia minus 42.
What are the odds?
No, yeah.
What are the odds?
What's
Georgia
wild is
minus
I
42.
picked like 2 or 3 and they kept slipping out of my hands.
Hey, Chloe, pull the
Yeah.
scoreboard back up.
No way I'm taking this one. You're out of your mind. If
What
you're,
are the odds? Joshua Hood just said
Yeah.
Georgia UAB, and you freaking pull it.
Do I put this back?
The
Or-
wise choice would be the
Yeah,
Michigan
you put it back
spread.
in.
Okay,
What do
just
you
Yep.
making sure.
mean? Zach said the wise choice would be the Michigan spread. Okay.
Oh, yeah, with Jimbo
So you're
back.
putting it back? Just throw it
Oh.
off to the side. Just keep it on your desk.
You sure?
I mean, I don't think we normally put them back. do
I
we?
thought we put him back.
I think we do.
Okay, put it.
I think we do.
back in there. I'll let you shake it at your own. You
Well, no, you get to draw now, don't you?
No,
no,
you're
no,
up.
no. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
still
me?
you.
And I'm going to changing the rules, Corey. You're up.
I win 1 week and
Yeah, you're tied for first, and you're acting all crazy.
Corey on a 2-game winning streak right now. Let's see if he can make it 3. He is stuck with this one. He's got to take
so
it.
nervous right now.
What you stuck with this week?
Oh,
UAB.
number
I'm just kidding.
6, Ohio State.
Oh, that's
Number
a fun
6,
one.
Ohio
minus
State.
3.
Obviously, we all just picked Notre
Which
Dame.
is awkward because you just picked
Yeah,
Notre
just
Dame.
picked Notre Dame, but
Yeah.
I'm stuck here.
Okay.
I would have much rather had Notre Dame plus 3.
So we've already got our
Okay.
first one.
Okay.
Corey, Ohio State minus 3. That is at 6:30 on NBC. That'll be a fun game.
Oh, yeah.
As if you needed extra reason to watch it.
The suspense.
Ryan's first pick.
Dude, we drew a mock one before.
And this was it?
Number 12 LSU minus 17 and a half.
Number 12, LSU
Oh,
minus
man.
17 and a half. That
That's
is
tough.
at home. I will say this
against
as
Arkansas.
In the jungle.
As the LSU quote-unquote expert here, Arkansas is always a tough game for no reason. A little tidbit. So Tebbs had texted in Woo Pig. Obviously, I went to Henderson State for a little while, played baseball with Tebbs. The one year I was there, not only did LSU lose to Arkansas, we had a little group of us that would hang out every night, and they had recorded it, and they would make me rewatch
Jeez.
the LSU loss over and over and over again.
I saw a really funny tweet in regard to KJ Jefferson this week, and we won't go any further.
Gonna punt on that
but
one.
For that, I'll be taking Arkansas on that bet. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one back. Isn't that funny though? I drew it 2 times.
Yeah,
in a row.
that's hilarious.
All righty, here we go. This one feels different. Be really cool. It'd be really cool if I drew Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It would be.
Then you
Yeah.
know somebody's got to lose.
Somebody has to lose.
Unless it's a push.
Yeah. In the event of a push, I think we count it as a tie.
No
Notre
way.
Dame plus
Notre
3.
Dame, baby.
One of you
Wow.
will either be
Okay.
walking away with a win or y'all
What
are
are
going to
the
get a push.
chances?
Win, loss, or push. We might, because it's minus 3.
Yeah, no hook.
So if you
Oh,
push, is it a
wow.
tie?
Counts as a
Yeah.
tie, yeah.
So then, in the end of the year, it'll be like a true
percentage.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What are the
Man.
chances?
Golly.
That's
Okay.
just damn
Look
good
at us.
TV right
Look
there.
at us. Who'd have thought?
at us.
Who'd have thought?
So I'm going to have to get
I
a
peeked.
different game at least.
I peeked. I saw it.
Did you?
No, I'm just kidding. They're folded up. I couldn't see it.
Okay, my first pick.
What if he gets LSU?
Oh, no.
You have
See,
to
this is
take
why
it.
you shouldn't be putting stuff back. Georgia minus 42.
Oh,
boo.
No way. You can't.
Put
Yeah,
it
he's going to
back.
rip it up.
Put it back.
Getting that out of here.
Yeah.
All righty, let's see.
We do
Okay,
not
we're
want
stuck
any
with
part
this
of that.
Did we all pull twice?
I put my
Everyone? Okay.
I put Georgia back in there after
Really
I pulled.
rummage around in here.
He's
One more
sneaking around,
shake.
ripping it up. Doesn't want to.
Okay.
Well, if he drew it again, it wouldn't count.
That's true.
So
I've got just one here. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
We are stuck with this one.
you're gonna draw Tennessee. That's what I'm feeling.
I actually like this game. Maybe I'm bugging here, but I've got Duke minus 21 and a half.
You did say that
Duke
before the.
Is
For the
at
show.
UConn. UConn's awful. Duke
0-3.
minus 21 and a half. And I do
This would be a
like
hell of a basketball game.
I do like this Duke team though. You've already beat number 9 Clemson, beat the crap out of Lafayette, beat the crap out of Northwestern. I don't mind. I feel better about this than I did Georgia.
I just don't like numbers that high. I mean,
I
Yeah.
think it's
just really high.
That was kind of the way I was with the Texas spread. It was 29 and a half.
No,
And I
in
was
my
just
luck,
like,
Georgia's going to beat UAB by 60. And
Yeah.
I'll really wish I
Okay,
stuck
so
with it.
yeah, recap. Corey and Ryan, Notre Dame +3, Ohio State -3,
Yep.
and Tyler has got Duke.
Minus 21.
What if
Plus 21
what
and a
if
half.
we both push, he loses, we still win?
We still get a half. Still get a half.
I'm
Now,
gonna have to fix the graphic to make room for a tie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. As of now, we wouldn't have room for a tie on there.
No, don't worry.
Do y'all want to
It's
move?
not gonna tie.
Do y'all want to move to the NFL
I'm
now?
gonna get lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's NFL time.
Now, we are all fans of
Ba-da-dum,
2-0 teams right now. Corey's Atlanta Falcons are 2-0. The Dallas
Surprisingly.
Cowboys
All
are
right,
2-0.
hold on there, Tyler.
I'm a Bengals fan as well, yes.
Oh, and 2.
You're-
and they're very
you're-
much the opposite of 2-0.
You're at the
They're
at the
2-0 if
best-
you're dyslexic.
You're at the best 2-2 right now. Okay, we don't just get
True.
to erase one side.
Yeah.
What's
True.
going on with the Bengals?
Yeah. Let's talk about
I think,
that.
unfortunately, Joe Burrow is a lot more injured than they had led on to believe, and he has made the injury worse. He
Yes or
limped off
no?
the field the other night.
Yes or
the other
no?
day.
Does he play this week? Because on one side, no, we just paid him $1 billion, and we need
Right.
him to be healthy. On the other side, we're 0-2, and at some point,
We're staring down.
It's the panic button.
Yeah, they have started last season and maybe even the season before 0-2. And now that there is a 17th game, like that isn't quite as, doomsday-ish as it once was, but 0-3 is. Now you do have the Rams. It is on Monday Night Football, so he'll get an extra day, but I don't know that he does play.
He doesn't play.
I don't think so.
I don't think he plays.
And obviously, you wouldn't, you go back 2 weeks from now, you didn't know you were going to be 0-2. You probably thought you were going to be at least 1-1, if not 2-0. But in hindsight, you could have let him rest. You could have let him get back to 100%. Now, not only are you still 0-2, his injury is worse than it was.
What's crazy is Jamar Chase, a month ago or 2 months, whenever that was, he was like, man, let Burrow sit till week 5. We'll be fine.
Who's their backup?
And it's like,
I believe it's Brandon Allen.
Ugh.
but
Let
you
me
heard that and you're
double
like,
check
okay,
Okay,
Jamar, like,
yeah.
I mean, they're going to play Joe Burrow. But now it's like, damn, like,
Maybe-
Oh, Jake Browning.
Oh.
That's
Somehow
worse.
it got-
That's
somehow it
worse
got
than
worse.
Brandon Allen.
the pride of Washington?
Yeah, I swear.
Yeah. I can
Jake
tell you where
Browning.
anybody went to college,
Oh my
baby.
God, you can't tell where I went to college.
Oh, they also have Will
'cause I
Greer.
didn't. No, but
Go Dragons.
heck yeah, baby.
I almost would rather play Will Greer than Jake Browning.
Yeah.
No, and here's the deal, Tyler. If Burrow doesn't play, apparently the Rams are just incredibly okay.
They're back.
They are not bad.
They played the Niners pretty close for a little while, and
Yeah,
so if Burrow doesn't play, give me the Rams. Unfortunately,
Did you see them kick that field goal at the on second down?
half
Yeah.
of America.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, the Rams were down by 10 as time was expiring, and they do go ahead and kick their field goal. The spread was, depending on when you got it, either 7 or 7.5.
I was 7.
So they did it. They kicked to either
Figuratively.
cover or to push. Now, I will say there were a lot of people, why are they doing this? At the end of the day, points is a tiebreaker to get into the playoffs, so they were helping their
Is that
case
just
a
for
little bit.
divisional matchups, or is that
No,
all
that's
around?
that's for a
Okay.
wild card spot.
It's
that's
way
for,
down the line, but
Okay.
it technically is, yes.
Because I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine, and I said that, but I was like, I don't know if that's just for a divisional opponent or if that's actually, a full on,
Do y'all remember a couple
tiebreaker.
years ago? And I'm not even going to try to remember exactly what happened. Do y'all remember a couple years ago the Eagles and the Seahawks? There was a late game score, and then there was a go for 2 or a not go for 2, and it was absolutely no questions about it. The wrong football move, numbers wise, it was the wrong play in all shapes, fashion, however you want to put it, but it covered the spread. And there was a big controversy of they have absolutely no excuse on why that just happened, why they did that.
These coaches have to know, dude.
I'm telling you,
there's no way they don't know.
I don't think so. But anyways, so
I think at the bottom of their little sheet, it's like in Sharpie, minus or plus 7.5.
I'm not going to believe that.
Truth Holmes, the names that we mentioned a ton on Friday night, said Duke, showing they're more than just a basketball school. Joshua Hood asked a very interesting question. Which 0-2 team is most likely to make the playoffs? That includes the Patriots, the Bengals, the Chargers, the Vikings, and it's those 4.
Well, I'll tell you what. 3 of those teams made my preseason playoff prediction. Didn't have the Patriots. I actually think the Patriots are okay. I think they're a decent 0-2 team. But which team... You got to go the Bengals, don't you?
I think as long as Joe Burrow is healthy. I'm obviously very big on the Chargers. I've been big on the Chargers, and I had the Vikings in our Super Bowl a week or 2 ago.
So I brought this up preseason where I talked about the Vikings had a lot of one-score victories last year, and some of them were come from behind. And I said that I think that pendulum's going to swing and the ball's going to bounce the other way this year to where they lose a lot of those one-score games. The Eagles game was a one-score game, even though they turned the ball over 67 times. And
the Chargers are an interesting one because roster-wise, man, they got some names on that roster.
And not much has changed.
Like they've got some players.
Yeah.
I mean, offensively they've got dudes, defensively they've got dudes, and it's just like, dang, how are we still losing? Why are we not good?
You ran into a Dolphins team who could not score every time they touched the ball.
Right.
And then who did they play this week?
Who did they play this week?
Tennessee.
A very good Tennessee team. I wouldn't say very good. A good Tennessee team.
I would say a not good Tennessee team.
I would also say a not very good Tennessee team.
I think a Tennessee team that makes playoffs.
The thing with the Chargers is...
No, dude. You're crazy.
I think so.
Ryan Tannehill is not getting in the playoffs in this AFC.
Okay.
Probably not.
I would take... Hell, I'd nearly take the Patriots over Tennessee.
Wait. The Jaguars in their division. I'm sorry. Never mind. I'll take that back. Forgot about the Jaguars.
Chargers have allowed the 3rd most points in the NFL thus far. I believe it.
Yep.
I also believe that. I mean, that Dolphin game was a huge shootout.
True, but still.
I think barring something crazy, Staley's going to make it through this season, but if they don't make the playoffs, I think he's fired.
Bryson just said Chargers about to fire their coach.
I think
so. Like as you were saying that.
How nice does it feel?
Oh.
How nice does it feel that, hey, the Chargers are scoring. They're scoring a lot of points, but they're losing. So Kellen Moore, statistically, he looks great.
What's funny is the offense
but we're not winning games.
The offense still looks good.
We're not winning games. And the Cowboys, we're not putting up these nutty, crazy offensive numbers, but damn it, we're efficient.
That's true.
And we're 2-0.
And we're not turning the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
We're not putting Dak into bad positions.
Zach T. Meyer, the Kellen Moore curse. Yeah. And I'm not saying it definitely matters, but I'm saying it's certainly eye-opening that one team's doing one thing, one team's doing the other.
How do you feel about the Cowboys right now? Let's just all talk about our teams. How do you feel about the Cowboys right now?
You couldn't feel better.
No.
There's not a single – if you have a negative thought, negative concern, anything, you're just reaching at this point.
You're trying to find something.
I'm not saying the Cowboys have played 2 stellar teams. I'm not going to sit here and say that. I'm also saying that it doesn't matter. Because the way that they have won 70-10 is the the difference right now in what we've scored and what we've given up.
Opponents are averaging 5 points a game.
So I don't know a more feared defense in the league right now. Zach Wilson looked terrified and I actually thought he did okay. He given the circumstances he did okay, but the Cowboys defense is lethal. Ooh. And then Mike McCarthy. From an efficiency standpoint, was there some red zone stuff in the last game? Sure. I would have loved to have put the ball in the end zone more. But you don't have to with the defense like that. Dak needs to play clean, safe, and smart football. Yeah. And the Dallas Cowboys are going to be hard to beat, period.
I know I've been the resident Dak hater, not only on this show, but in Dallas fandom. But the one thing I always have said is, like, I don't know that he can win a Super Bowl. If he were to win you a Super Bowl, he would have to have one of the best defenses we've ever seen, and he does. This is the best Cowboys defense I've ever seen. Micah Parsons is making a legitimate argument to be the best football player on earth right now.
Micah Parsons right now is not the defensive player of the year.
He's
the MVP right now.
So
through 2 weeks.
Do you remember that the Cowboys traded back in that draft to get him?
Correct.
Yeah.
That he was not there like, oh, we're going after this guy. my God, when he did that lion.
Oh, I know.
So there's a story. He did an interview with Pat McAfee yesterday, and he was talking about he would growl at Dak in practice. If that grown man growled at me, I would poop my pants in fear. He's insane, dude. He's
so good.
The angle of the sack that he had on Zach Wilson, where he just like Goku like phases out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's there. Like, oh my God, he is insane.
The Cowboys are legit.
Micah Parsons, if you want to come play for the Falcons, I'll pay for your salary, son. No,
is that right?
I won't.
So, and here's the deal. Here's the deal about the Cowboys. You play the Cardinals this week. You're going to win that one. Okay.
Dak might set the second half.
You play the Patriots next week, and I think the Patriots are okay, but you're at home. It's not like you have to go on the road to Belichick's house. You're going to win that one, and so you're looking at being 4-0 going into San Francisco, and that's going to be a really great meter game.
Yeah.
Because any list you look at, any credible list you look at, should either have Dallas or San Francisco
1 and 2.
Anything else is I thoroughly disagree with you.
Well, I was going to say, to your point, right now the Dallas Cowboys I think have to be the clear favorite in the NFC. You and I had a conversation on Twitter. I don't think we've gotten to have it on this show yet, but the Eagles are the most unconvincing 2-0 I've ever seen.
Yeah, and they're going to have a great run right here because they don't play a lot of good teams for a little bit, but then it gets really tough. And I think we'll see.
They play the 49ers and then the Chargers, I believe, in Week 6 on Monday Night Football.
That's the Cowboys.
Yeah. Sorry. The Cowboys.
Yeah. We're talking about the Eagles.
Okay, sorry.
They have an easy schedule, and then it gets really, really tough. And so, again, I think Eagles are really good. I think the Eagles are good enough to win the Super Bowl. I think that it's a 3-team race in the NFC. But right now, as it stands, it's the Cowboys and the Niners have separated themselves through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, the 49ers weren't that convincing against the Rams this past week.
No.
I think the Rams are better than people expected them to be, but still they're not good enough to should be hanging with a team like the 49ers if they're as good as they think they are.
To your point about the Eagles, we brought this up the other day. Their upcoming schedule at Bucks versus Washington, at Rams, at Jets. They're probably going to be 6-0.
Who the Bucks are 2-0 and the Redskins are 2-0 and which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's nuts. But yes, the Eagles are going to win those
They
games.
have a very tough schedule. They have a 6-week run. This is one of the most grueling 6-week runs I've ever heard. Versus Dolphins, versus Cowboys.
Tough.
At Chiefs.
Tough.
Versus Bills.
Tough.
Versus 49ers.
Damn.
At Cowboys.
And then they play God the next week.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
I mean, dang, dude.
It's a rough 6-week run.
Obviously, if they get through that, they're the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
You're not getting out of that unscathed.
No, without a doubt not.
Yeah, wow.
That's
tough.
To the question, which 0-2 team has the best chance of making the playoffs? Two of these teams, one of them is going to decide it for the other because the Chiefs and Vikings play each other this week. One of them is going to be 0-3. Not the Chiefs, the Chargers. The Chargers and the Vikings play each other this week.
One of those teams is going to be 0-3.
One of them is going to be 0-3.
One of them is going to be 0-3.
Wow.
That's rough.
Interesting.
Do y'all want to play the other game we play on this show?
Yeah, so you kind of led into it. So
Did I?
I've got my picks for the week. So
that is a good one.
For the record, I give Tyler and Ryan picks.
Do we have records
for the week?
One?
No, I don't have the records.
Okay.
Dang it, my bad.
No, it's okay.
I have the records up here actually on mine. So
while he's doing that, we pull up the NFL scoreboard.
Tyler actually went 3-0.
Yep.
Last week
he did.
Big for the program.
Yeah, big for the program. Ryan beat out Tyler the week before. And
so I guess we're 1-1 in this game technically. You had the overall records though, or no?
Yeah. So I've got. Let me do. Ryan is 1-0.
I just remembered.
Yeah.
We're
having fun with it.
We are having fun with it. This will be a to be announced.
Yeah. There'll be a payoff at the end.
So
yeah.
Ryan is a perfect 3-3.
Yeah.
Just right down the middle.
Yeah.
Or
Tyler, average, you want to call it?
I believe 4.
Tyler's 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2. 4-2. Sorry.
So we're close.
Math is tough.
We're close
Math
with
is
each
tough.
other.
So,
but more importantly, it's 1-1.
Yeah, it's 1-1 in the grand scheme of things.
What this entails.
Yeah.
You ready to go? We Rochambeau to see who goes first.
Okay. All right.
And again, it's
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
One out of one. Here we go.
Wow. All right. Here we go.
Didn't have the
overtime
quadruple overtime like
before
last
we
week.
hear the game, right?
Yes, you have to decide if you're going to make the pick before we hear the game. Or is that just for the third one? No, it's for everyone. You're right.
Yeah, because I tried to do it, and yet Ryan.
Oh wait,
very
no,
quick,
I think we're supposed to rock paper scissors for the
we
third
are.
game.
We've been rotating. You would go first either way.
I'll go first, and then I get to decide for the third game.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Week 3, starting off, we have Saints in Lambeau Field versus the Packers. Right now, you can get the Saints plus 110.
I like Korey's
Packers are
introduction
minus
on this.
130.
It's very Vanna White-ish. Okay, so Saints at Packers.
That's up at the top.
It's
like the second or third
for the
one.
sake of my sanity in fantasy football, I need to see Christian Watson on the field this week. I think we will see Christian Watson on the field this week. Jordan Love, he looks pretty good. He looks all right.
Unless he's missed time in the snap.
Yeah, I really can't believe they lost that game against the Falcons. Props to the Falcons, though. Obviously, a massive
win.
fourth down call to go for it, not kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Saints at the Packers. Boy, that's a tough one to open up with.
Doesn't get easier.
It is.
That's tough.
Do y'all know who leads the Saints in rushing?
Alvin Kamara?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill
Wow.
leads the Saints in rushing, 79 yards. It's funny.
Let's not act like the pride of BYU can't tote the rock.
So I was always curious. I like Taysom Hill, but anytime you're watching a Saints game, they talk about him at end. I mean, just they talk about him so much, and it feels like they're like contractually obligated to get him in once a series.
Well, one of the announcers, I think in week 1, actually said that Taysom Hill is one of the greatest football players ever.
One of the best.
Okay.
One of the best
football
players ever.
Let's pump the brakes.
I do
buddy.
like the argument that
Someone graduated from BYU.
Yeah.
But I was always curious how Saints fans feel about Taysom Hill. So I have a couple Saints fans in my life, and they both said the same thing. They love Taysom Hill. Saints fans love Taysom Hill.
He's a good player. He's fun.
What you got?
I was hoping you were going to just keep elaborating so I could really think
chew
about
on it a little bit.
Man,
Shout out to Reese and Lanisa for letting me know that Saints
I'm going to go
Taysom Hill.
I'm going to go Green Bay. I'm going to go the home team, Cheeseheads, Lambeau Field.
It won it for you in week 1. So.
Yep.
I was already prepared
and I picked Green Bay in week 2.
Yep.
You did.
Yeah, you're riding heavy.
Dang. I've already said it, so I'm going Green Bay.
I was prepared to just do the opposite of what you did either way, but I was kind of hoping for the Saints. I don't hate this Saints team. I don't know that I like them more than the Packers, but I think
the defense is good.
The defense is good, and we'll go with the Saints.
All right, nice. All right, here we go. Next game.
I immediately hate it.
Tyler, this is yours.
Okay.
You've got the offensively confused Steelers.
Okay.
Versus the dark hole, the Raiders in Vegas. Steelers are plus 120. Raiders are minus 140. Oh,
this
it's going to be disgusting.
This game is rough. Both of them are 1-1. The Raiders somehow beat the Broncos on the road to open the year, but then got killed last week at the Bills.
Fun fact, same score of the opening game of last year for the Broncos. They lost 17-16 in week 1 last year.
Okay. Boy, Josh Allen looked good last week.
Oh, he bounced back.
He certainly bounced back from his crappy performance. He
said,
hold on now, down and out.
Hey, I heard what you were saying on the interwebs.
I can play that pigskin right there, son. I'm from Wyoming.
Well, I don't know. They don't.
I'm actually from California.
I was about to say they don't have internet
went to
in
Wyoming. That's where I went.
So
this is the Sunday night football game, by the way.
Ugh.
Oh God!
America is
we couldn't find anything
to
better.
Steelers, Raiders.
We couldn't find anything better.
This
America.
is rough. And then again, we get the 2 Monday night games like we got this past week.
They're going to be singing on there, "Are you ready for some football?" And we're going to be like, "No,
not really.
No, not
unless you've got fantasy
Actively
or
not.
You're a degenerate." No,
I've got Devontae Adams, so
Okay.
I'll be watching.
Unfortunately, I think in a game like this, what I would usually do is side with the home team, but I'm going to go with the Steelers here, coming off a big win against the Browns. Apparently, the Steelers are unbeatable on Monday Night Football.
They're otherworldly.
They've won 12 of their last 13 Monday Night Football games. Hopefully, that carries to Sunday night games. We're going with the Steelers, who are a 2.5-point dog on the road.
Dude, for no other reason other than let's get some action here.
Okay.
Give me the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Setting ourselves up to potentially tie with each other again with 2 separate. When we only have one different, someone's got to win. But
yeah.
I'm trying to remember the words.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though.
All right, our next game is a first.
Don't tell them what it is. Don't tell them what it is.
It's a pick 'em.
You have to pick 'em.
I gotta decide.
So Thank you for reminding me.
Well, it's got to be Vikings Chargers. So who do I want? Do I want to make Tyler pick? Yeah, I'll go second actually.
All right. So we have on Monday night Eagles versus. No, I'm playing. It is Chargers Vikings, a battle of a surprising 0-2 teams. Which 0-2
who sucks the least
is for real, and which 0-2 is a fluke?
Yeah, I'm gonna make Tyler choose.
This sucks. I don't want to have to go first on this one. I would have very much liked to hear you go first.
This sucks.
Both of these teams are good. Neither of these teams should be 0-2, but I will say this about the Vikings. I think, one, Kirk Cousins has been a lot better than people would probably tell you. 6 touchdowns.
His numbers are great. He's on pace to throw for like 20,000 yards.
They just have some of the dumbest, just unforced turnovers. I think they're finally going to cut it out, and they've proven today that they are in this. They went and traded for Cam Akers.
Second year in a row they make a big trade. Last year was Hawkinson.
Hey, wait, this isn't on Monday night.
It's not. I was being dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at noon.
It's a noon game. Well,
Eagles are on Monday night.
I saw Zach T-Meyer say something about got to go with Kirk Thuggins at noon, and I'm thinking to myself,
at noon, he's a beast.
I'm like, yeah, like daytime Kirk is a monster, but
you catch Kirk in the light.
Primetime Kirk is no bueno.
He doesn't go out after dark, man. He's got a curfew.
He's a gremlin.
We are gonna
Don't
roll.
feed him after midnight.
We are gonna roll with Kirk at noon.
Kirky.
Give me the Vikings.
All right, I've got you tagged down.
They are at home, by the way, for anyone that was.
Yep.
Ooh.
If you go different again,
yeah, then someone has to win.
Someone has to win.
Yeah. Yeah. So in fantasy football today, I traded. I'm sick of the Austin Eckler fiasco. I need him to either play, or I don't know. But I traded for Josh Kelly today, so I now own the Chargers backfield. And in the spirit of hopeful thinking, give me the Chargers.
All righty.
There you go.
So we've got an even split all the way down the board.
So that means that one of us
has to win.
Okay.
I do want to point out, thank y'all so much for letting me in the Down and Out League draft Justin Jefferson at 4th or 5th overall.
He's good. He's good at football.
He's already got 20 catches for 309 yards through 2 weeks.
Yeah, so he's solid.
Now, how would you have gone in these three, by the way?
I've got to write that down. So,
by the way, Justin Jefferson's on pace for 2,500 yards this year.
Give me Packers at home.
Okay.
Give me Raiders at home.
So you're going with the Ryan
We're
slate.
back in Ryan slate.
Dude, yeah, and then I was going to take Chargers on the road. Dadgummit.
You and Ryan very much on the same page.
So I went. I took in week 2. I obviously took the Falcons, won that. Took the Colts, won that, and then I sided with Ryan on the Bengals.
Bryson said primetime Kirk is almost as good as hypothetical Herbert.
Dude, hypothetical
Herbert.
Funny. Have y'all seen all the tweets of if Justin Herbert had blank, blank, and blank, he would be hypothetical. It's very much a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very much a thing.
That's pretty funny.
Herbert is the ultimate California quarterback. I mean, he just looks like he was born and raised there.
I know I'm the Jay Herbo defender on the show, but I'm a big fan.
He's good.
Yeah,
I've got him in fantasy this year, so I feel good.
Do y'all want to run through the rest of the slate or now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, starting tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football, which for no reason is on Prime. I hate the Prime games. Again, I live out in Miller Grove. We don't have the greatest of, Wi-Fi's, and it's always buffering for some reason. It's
disgusting.
It's never clear. It always looks pixelated. You would get a way better picture on Chad's Media.
You took it right out of my mouth, dude.
Yeah, you get a way better picture on Chad's Media, but it's Giants at 49ers. 49ers a 10-point favorite.
Hey, if the Niners give up a point, the Cowboys are better.
You're right.
Period.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially on Thursday Night Football. We don't know if they're going to have Saquon Barkley.
They're not. He's out.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's out.
I'll take San Francisco by a lot.
Yeah, I would as well.
Give me 49ers. I'm going to tease the line to 20.
That's fun.
The amazing, as Korey said, Tennessee Titans at the Browns. Browns 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, give me the Titans.
Really?
Give me the Titans.
Man, give me the Titans. Little. Just
don't.
a hectic week with the Nick Chubb news.
So he comes up once a week on this show anyway, so let's go ahead and do it. Deshaun Watson's
Is he
garbage.
terrible? He's terrible?
awful.
He's terrible.
Is he terrible?
And I could not think of a better person to suck at football.
Yeah, I'm good riddance. I hope he sucks for the remainder of time.
I love that you are bad at what you get paid.
I also love that they paid him all the money in the world, and he's awful.
I will say on that note with the contract, him being bad is the most Cleveland Browns move
it
ever.
Absolutely is.
Because that type of money into the quarterback position is like a 10-year mess up.
Yeah.
That will mess them up for decades.
Yeah.
If they weren't already. I mean,
you could have paid somebody with a better history.
How ironic is it that Baker Mayfield is like
tearing it up with the
bowling.
Bucs?
He's bowling.
He's considerably better this
for
year.
$200 million less.
For $200 million
less.
Bowling. Give me the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I will say they did. Okay.
You're a bad person if you take the Browns.
The amazing Titans are going to improve to 2-1.
Here we go, Titans.
Now
here we go.
Here's one Korey couldn't care about more. He loves both of these teams with his
I
whole
really
heart.
do, honestly.
Falcons at Lions. Lions took a rough loss last week.
What's the spread on this one?
You got Lions favored by 3. It's in Detroit.
Which anytime the home team is a 3-point favorite.
The Lions
played Washington.
The Lions played Seattle.
That's right.
Lost in OT.
That's right.
Great game, actually. I'll let Korey go last.
It's the brand new Lions.
I cannot accept the fact that Atlanta would be 3-0. So for that, I am going to take the Lions.
I'm right there with you. I was going to say the exact same thing. I just have a hard time being the Falcons 3-0, especially getting a win on the road. Surely the Lions bounce back. But my favorite thing about this Falcons team is all the nerds who hate the idea of drafting a running back that high. Bijan Robinson is a monster.
So what I was going to say is with the injury stuff, with the whatever, I think you can make a case right this second that Bijan Robinson is the second best running back in the NFL behind Christian McCaffrey.
He looks
That's
different.
Fair.
God, he looks good.
He looks different than any running back I've ever seen.
Y'all see that
especially
clip with the overhead
over the
shot
head? Yes, I just saw it before we went live.
It's like, dude, how is his body moving?
Oh, it's
that way?
amazing.
He's really good.
And like the thing I like the most about us drafting him, we've got Tyler Algier, and so not all.
He was also pretty good.
Yes, 1,000-yard rusher last year as a rookie. And so not all of the beating is going on one or the other guy. They're sharing the responsibilities. I would say 70-30 leaning towards Bijan, but still Bijan's not having to get beat up every single snap.
Yep.
And you still got a solid running back in Tyler Algier who you'll use for the next 2 years and then let him go somewhere else. And while Bijan's still a stud, just ride him till he falls. You know.
So you taking the Lions this week?
No, buddy. I'm taking the Falcons in Vegas. You can keep your points because we're winning this thing outright.
There you go.
Love it.
Joshua Hood said the Week 2 game didn't have the happy ending Deshaun was hoping for.
Oh.
All right, next game.
We already talked about Saints-Packers, so we're moving on. Broncos at Dolphins. Dolphins is 6.5-point favorite.
I think right now you've got to put after that Cowboys and Niners 1-2 spot. To me, in my personal power rankings, I've got Miami third.
I do as well.
So I think I'm gonna ride the Dolphin wave.
I've been the big Dolphin guy since we started the show. I love the Dolphins. I love Mike McDaniel. I love that they're 2-0. They're 2-0.
You kind of favor Mike McDaniel.
You think so?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like
mine, like no facial hair.
It's one of the
grow it
nicer
out.
things you've ever said to me.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, by the way, 2-0. This is their home opener. They haven't gotten to play at home yet. Coming home for the first time, they're going to be 3-0.
That's my pick.
Okay.
I could go my whole life without ever wanting
Just
to hear
see
that
Mike
again.
McDaniel sprinting off the field, racing the cameraman.
We already did Chargers.
My God.
We already did Chargers Vikings. We've got the 0-2 Patriots,
Oh,
a
man.
2.5-point favorite at the Jets.
Ooh.
A battle of just awfulness.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so?
I think it's a little below averageness.
So it's an over-under of 37. That's got to be the lowest this week. No one might score. We already talked about the Patriots not bad on defense. The Jets are still a very good defense.
Yeah, I think the Patriots are better than 0-2, so I will not see them at 0-3. Give me the Patriots in this one.
It is the lowest over-under of the week at 37. I'll take the Patriots as well.
Rev it up.
Get ready.
Jets. Jets.
That was fun.
Give me the Jets, baby, all day.
I hope
Except when they're playing teams that I care about.
I hope you enjoyed that as much as nobody else will. Bills at Commanders. Commanders are 2-0, but the Bills 6.5-point favorite on the road.
I'm gonna be wiser with my Buffalo Bills.
Is this a mortal lock?
I'm gonna be wiser. I'm not gonna say they're gonna thump the Commanders, but they're gonna beat them handedly.
Hey, there we go.
I think so as well.
Nice way to put it.
Give me the Bills.
Hey, but Sam Howell's okay.
He's better than expected.
He's okay.
We made that joke. He's got him at 2-0.
Nope, he's not bad. He's not bad.
0-2 Texans at the 1-1 Jags. Jags a 9.5-point favorite.
C.J. Stroud is that's got to be a breath of fresh air for Houston fans because he's actually okay.
I like him a lot better than Bryce Young. He's
Bryce
lining up.
Bryce Young is awful right now.
He's lining up under the center.
We can go back and I guess I don't remember exactly what I said, but I remember being very much on the side of C.J. Stroud over Bryce Young.
And I think we both thought Anthony Richardson over Bryce Young.
Yeah,
I did
no
as well.
doubt.
Yeah.
I think someone said this once, and it really that's my opinion of Bryce Young right now. Bryce Young is here, and he will forever just be here.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud is here, but he's going to be up here one day. Anthony Richardson's going to be up here one day. They're going to progress. Bryce Young is basically
he's handicapped.
He's peaked out.
Yeah,
he is what he is.
I don't know how much of that game y'all watched the other night, but he looks awful. There are so many times where he just looks like there's a chance to run and he won't.
Oh, he's tiny.
Yeah, and then there were chances where it's like, okay, I am going to run, and where he would usually like in college have beaten that guy, he's not beating those guys anymore.
No. Because that's why. And I'm not on the side of he's not this size, he can't be good. He's really small.
Yeah.
He's really small to be
tiny.
a successful NFL quarterback. Very small.
Flutie-esque.
Yeah. Give me the Jacksonville Jags.
I did want to ask y'all real quick before we get to the rest of these games, and I know we're getting pretty late into the show, but if y'all were the Jets, are y'all going to get a quarterback, or what do you do?
I wouldn't. Just ride it out with Wilson, and then
dude, you've already
hope for better days.
You don't want to go get a Kyler Murray or something like that?
He ain't gonna be ready till week whatever.
No,
Got torn ACL.
Does he, or they're just not playing him?
He tore it like the next to last game last year.
It was very late in the year. Yeah.
I think the word is that he could be ready like week 6 or 7.
Gotcha.
But by
that
then,
point,
if
probably too late
you're
for
1-4,
you,
1-5, it don't matter anyway.
That's
well,
fair.
I will say this: that Aaron Rodgers, as long as he keeps listening to these dolphin noises, he should. He could be back in like a couple weeks.
Yeah, I saw him talking about being ready for the playoffs. That's cute.
I was like, buddy, no, you're not.
The Jets aren't going to nothing, bud. But yeah, give me Jacksonville over the Texans.
Agreed. Yeah, I like the Jags. I really thought Chiefs-Jags was going to be a much better game. It wasn't, but
disgusting.
Yeah, that could have been high scoring, but it wasn't.
We got the Colts at the Ravens. Ravens a 7.5-point favorite, and I don't think they'll have Anthony Richardson. Is that correct?
He's in concussion protocol.
Seems that way. Regardless, I would take the Ravens, but Anthony Richardson, as we saw in the first quarter last week, is going to be a fantasy nightmare.
Yeah.
Like he can tote the rock.
Yeah.
Very very rookie yearish Cam Newton style. Little inaccurate, big arm, but
once he learns
he can score some points.
Yeah. Once he learns how to protect himself and to dial in that accuracy, he's going to be. He's going to be him.
The Colts have. I'll say this: for the first time since Andrew Luck, he will be the starting quarterback next season.
Right?
Oh wow!
They haven't had a quarterback.
That's true.
2
years in a row.
Yeah, give me Baltimore.
Let's say Gardner.
Well,
Gardner
and
Minshew's
honestly,
not
Gardner Minshew
bad.
took care of business when he came in. He handled his business. He didn't take care of business.
It's gonna be a long.
If I were
year.
the Jets, I'd rather have Gardner Minshew than Zach
Honestly,
Wilson.
yeah.
Okay, I
Minshew mania, baby.
I get behind that.
We've got the 0-2 led by the awful Bryce Young Panthers at the 1-1 Seahawks. Seahawks 6-point favorites.
Give me the Seahawks. Yep.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
way.
The Panthers.
Yeah.
The Panthers
know
aren't beating anybody anytime
Yeah.
soon, and they don't even have their first round pick.
No,
They
that's
traded
the
it
worst.
to the Bears
The
give
Bears.
them DJ Moore. And to have gotten last year's pick, but that's rough. If you're the Panthers, my quarterback, who I just overpaid for, looks awful, and I might not win, a handful of games this year, and I don't have my first round pick.
Hate it for you.
Well, that's like so. The Texans, who I think will win games this year, don't have their first round pick.
Yeah.
And the Panthers, who I'm not sure will win games this year, do not have their first round pick.
At least the Texans.
Cardinals have
the future looks somewhat bright though.
And the Bears.
Oh,
they
yeah,
have
that's
two.
right.
And they suck.
Speaking of,
Justin Fields is terrible.
Okay, I hate to say it.
I do too.
I'm a big Justin Fields defender, but he's awful.
He's awful.
The Bears are
He
awful.
blamed it all on the coaching staff today.
And then had to recant and was like, well, no, I need to be playing better.
I was
see
just
some
about
of the
to go there.
clips of, like, it was like an overhead view of, okay, his read is here. He's supposed to be looking here. And dude is butt naked running down the middle of the field, walk-in touchdown. And Justin Fields like, nope, throw it over here.
The only person who looks worse than Justin Fields is Chase Claypool, who looks like he hates football.
Oh.
When it's time to block, he doesn't block. He
needs to get off TikTok.
I bet he'd rather be dancing.
He's literally running the wrong route like half the time.
Yeah,
that guy looks like
he's trying to
hates
get fired.
Football. I thought the Bears had a chance to be sneaky good this year.
No,
they do not. They're awful.
Sneaky.
That was a fun 2-week experience.
It was.
Or experiment, excuse me.
And now you have to decide, what am I going to do? I mean, you don't have a first-round pick to draft a better quarterback, but are you stuck with Justin Fields? What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, you're there. And what sucks is if he didn't have those couple of good games last year.
No, wait. They have 2 first-round picks.
The Bears.
Chicago.
That's my fault.
It's confusing. It's confusing because all 4 of them suck. So it's hard. But they have 2 first-round picks.
Well, what kind of sucks is they got a new regime this year.
Yeah.
So if Justin Fields had sucked last year, they could have just shipped him out with the new regime.
It's now Justin Fields has had he's had 2 different OCs. He's had 2 different head coaches, and he still doesn't look any better.
I'll say this. I'm not saying that they're going to go away from Justin Fields. I still think there's time. Okay? But if they have Caleb Williams, if they have the number 1 pick, Justin Fields is gone.
Yeah, if I'm the Bears, I think my goal is to out-suck the Cardinals at this point. I've got to be worse than the Cardinals.
Or the Panthers have to be worse than the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's true.
Or the Panthers.
That's the thing.
Surely, if my I've got a decent chance.
So,
they're all just trying to be worse than the other.
Yeah. No, I suck more.
They go into 4 overtimes trying to suck more than the other person.
I'm going to miss this field goal, I can promise you.
I will say they're both going to be 0-3. The Bears are
Chicago
not beating the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs this week have not looked good on offense yet. They might score 70 this week.
I just got Pat Mahomes too. So
they're going to go off.
They might try to break the NFL scoring record.
They're going to go off.
Travis Kelce's got a new girlfriend.
It's official now.
Patrick Mahomes hasn't looked like totally like himself. He's been fine, but they're going to score a lot of points this week. Yeah. Big week coming for the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Kelce no longer has a blank space.
He's the anti-hero now.
Okay, moving on.
Cowboys at Cardinals. Cowboys 12-point favorites.
It's not enough.
This game's going to be 3 quarters, maybe.
Yeah, they may do a running clock in the 4th quarter.
Cooper Rush will take a snap.
We may see a lot of Deuce Vaughn this week.
Oh,
Deuce Vaughn looked pretty good this week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've already done Steelers Raiders, so that leaves us to 2 Monday night football games.
Ooh.
The 2-0 Eagles at the 2-0 Bucks.
Come on, Baker.
Eagles are 5-point favorites
Baker
on the road.
This week.
Nah, give me.
Is there any chance the Bucks can pull off the upset there?
Absolutely.
If Baker finds out their signals, he's going to be in it.
No, he's not an Astro fan.
I think
that's right.
I think there's definitely a chance. I don't see it happening, but give me the Eagles in this one.
You know, we've got my good buddy Bryson, who's heavy in the comments tonight. He is the biggest hater I know. I'm trying to be more like him. Give me the Bucks. The Bucks are pulling off the upset against Philly.
I want it to happen. I really do.
That's some Philly action right there. That's what they would do. Oh, the Cowboys and the Cardinals. Man, the Cardinals will look good in the first 2 weeks. They'll give the Cowboys a game, baby.
Hey,
that's
the Cardinals
Terrell Turman, who's listening.
The Cardinals were a half away from beating the Giants.
Yeah.
And the Giants looking real bad quick.
Somebody made the joke on Twitter that the Cardinals proved to the Giants, we could beat you if we want to, but we want Caleb Williams.
My under 3.5 wins was like, oh God.
All the memes of like the owner coming down from at halftime, like, hey,
good job, guys.
Let's cool it.
Let's tone it back a little bit.
Romeo, I appreciate what you're doing, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate the fight, but let's cut it out.
Yeah, let's throw this one.
It's
like they got the wrong script, you know.
We've shown we could win if we want to. We just don't want to. Last but not least, the Rams at the Bengals. Bengals are 2.5-point favorite for now. We'll see if Joe Burrow's going to play. Even if he does, they might not win. If we're being honest,
that's crazy.
If he's not any better than he's been these last 2 weeks, they're not going to be.
Here's my honest opinion on the Bengals. 0-3, we're fine. Okay, don't panic yet. 0-4, season might be over.
Yeah.
I don't know their schedule. I'm looking at it right now. So they go Rams, Titans, Cardinals, Seahawks, Niners, Bills. You go 0-4. You lose this week and you lose to the Titans, the season's over.
Yeah, that's a long road to hoe uphill.
Over. Yeah, it's over. Because you go Seahawks, Niners, Bills. The absolute very best you're getting out of that with 1 loss, but you're probably going to lose 2 of those.
Yeah.
Season's over.
Yeah, Puka Nacua is going to go
Probably
off.
the
beast.
Greatest receiver of all
he's
time.
A stud.
On pace to have the greatest season of all time.
Another BYU.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Zach said in the comments, "Give me the Bucks." I like it.
Nice. Appreciate
Dude, we've
Zach.
had a very active
chat.
Love it.
chat tonight. That's
Love
fantastic.
Two things I want to touch on before we get out of here. One, I'll let you cue it up. We have already gotten our Tiger Shadow Claw update of the week, but real quick, the Texas Rangers are back. A 15-5 win today.
We got a long road ahead.
A 15-5 win today. They are currently still just half a game back from the Astros, and then in the wild card, we are currently the third spot, tied with the Mariners.
So
the Rangers are back, baby.
We're a half game back of Houston in the division.
Yes.
God, what a whirlwind of emotions.
Up until last night, the Rangers were 3-16 in their last 19 save opportunities.
Whew. So
that's how bad the bullpen is.
Basically, like I know there's a couple more weeks in the season, but with how close that is, you could potentially, on the last game of the season, win the division or miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Oh, my gosh.
That
could happen.
Oh, God.
That would be so fun to watch.
I'm not built for that.
My
I am not built for that
It's
level of
basically
anxiety.
a wild card game.
I will say,
It basically would be a play-in wild card game.
if there is a silver lining in this, you want to be playing – obviously, you want to be playing your best baseball heading into the playoffs, obviously. But I would say it's better to be playing high-level competitive baseball.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Braves haven't played a meaningful game
That's true.
in a while.
Got beat by the Phillies today.
But you know what I'm
I think
saying,
they
though?
got swept by the Marlins recently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though. They haven't played a tough, we need to figure this out game
We've got to have this.
in a while. The Rangers are about to have a month-long, hey, we got to figure this out run.
Yeah, we've got to do something. And that's kind of been my argument against baseball this whole time is like, none of the games seem like they matter. Well, in this last month, by God, they've mattered.
Oh, yeah.
And every single one of them has.
Okay, so right now, you got to make your pick.
Ooh.
What if they get in, do they get in? And if they do, how?
I said it before a single game was played on this show. The Astros are not going to win the AL West.
Hey.
Neither are the Mariners. The Texas Rangers are winning the AL West, baby.
I like it.
Give me that division.
Listen, if Tyler
can be that positive.
Tyler Lennon can get out of his seat, bang the desk, and be excited about the Texas Rangers.
By God, I'll bang the desk too.
Yeah, I'm about it.
Am I the hope we've all needed?
Yeah,
positivity.
That's
you're
all I
a hope,
needed.
Obi-Wan Tyler. You know?
Yeah, I am the resident pessimist. Korey, are you ready to go with the hints over there? For anyone that doesn't know, we have an anonymous viewer. Their name is Tiger Shadowclaw. Each week they send us hints as to who they are, Mass Singer style, and we've already been hit with this week's hint.
And last week we chastised Chloe because her Google searching and sleuthing was subpar.
Flex on us for a second.
Only to find out later that she was right on track. So
you don't want to brag?
I can't see that.
Like, do you want me to tell him what I found out? Or
Yeah.
my thoughts?
Yes.
Okay.
So at the end of last week's show, he had given some kind of hint about pine trees,
Right.
and we all start guessing, East Texas, Longview pine tree potentially, and you had pointed out that if you do a reverse, I'll let you explain.
Here, put it on my camera. I'll pull up the hint for you.
And so I looked up on Google Images that picture that he used of the pine trees, and it took me to a link, and I clicked on it, and it took me to like a high school's like website, and it was East Dublin High School in Korey.
You're on the wrong.
And that's the picture.
Let it focus. We're good.
That's
It's struggling.
That's the picture that I used to look up. That's the last hint.
And of course, we're all like, why would it be some school in North
There
Carolina?
we go. Yeah. So anyways, it took me to a school website. It was East Dublin High School in North Carolina, and the website had this exact picture on it. And North Carolina's state tree is a pine tree.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't really know if that has anything to do with.
Well, stay on there because you're going to show this week's hint too.
Anything. So that's what I came up with.
Yeah, and he let us know as soon as we got off air. He had said y'all were getting hotter. You're getting warmer, and we said which one of us, Chloe? And he said, yeah, he confirmed that it was that you're.
So I'm feeling pretty good.
Now
about
I will say, I'm not saying it wasn't that. Obviously, unbelievable detective work
Thank
if
you.
true. But he could have been talking about, because Chloe also made a point of, well, wonder if we know. Do any of us know this person?
Oh,
It's possible.
fair.
Which then leads into tonight's clue.
Yeah.
I messaged him. I said, so Chloe's on the same thing, and he said, I've met one of you in person. Yes. And I said, which one?
To which he said,
He replied,
whoosh.
Ooh.
I don't know if you're going to be able to.
It's okay. It says whoosh.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so
And he's out.
show us this week's.
I want to give Chad's ideas as well since he's
Okay.
not here.
why is he not here?
He's never here. So Mount Pleasant, their mascot
Tigers.
is the Tigers.
Tiger
And
Shadow
his-
Claw.
yeah.
Okay.
And we
Tiger
do know
Shadow
that
Claw.
Tiger Shadow Claw was at the Mount Pleasant Sulphur Springs game.
Correct.
Yep.
Also, I told Korey this, and he thinks it's the stupidest thing ever. East Dublin High School, their mascot is the Panthers. And I was like, hey, it's a cat. They're in the same family as Tiger.
That's good.
They are in the same family. Okay, he has hit us up with this week's. There you go. There you go.
Can we read it?
We can just read them.
All right.
Let's just read it.
So it says, hint, I've seen all three of you in person. I've met one of you in person. Riddle, hint, Lee's Outlet.
Lee's Outlet here in Sulphur Springs. I don't know if we ever confirmed if that
Lee's
is
Outlet
the old
was.
VF outlet or if it's the one.
We got multiple theories right now.
It's one of the outlets here in Sulphur Springs, though, and that's part of the riddle.
So I think
don't
that
feel
Lee's
any-
Outlet is the VF Mall.
Okay.
That's where I'm
Because
leaning
there's a Lee.
right now.
There used to be a Lee's. in
Lee's,
that.
yeah.
So I think it's the VF Mall. I'll be honest. I don't know how that has anything to do with me.
I don't see. I'm the same way. I don't know that I've ever been in there.
I've been in there, but like,
When I was a kid,
I was like 5.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how that has anything to do
I
with
would
me.
bet that Korey is the one he's actually met.
Yeah, I would say so, honestly.
He's seen all three of us in person, and we did learn that unfortunately excludes Chloe because he kept saying 3.
Yeah, so Chloe, you're really not a part of this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because
But
I,
you
I
are the
thought there
biggest
was- I thought
detective
there
on
was
the
a chance
case,
that it was
so-
like somebody in your grade, and the
Yeah.
one person they had seen was like a classmate or
Exactly.
something.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Well,
like
and
one
I
of
thought. Sorry, go ahead.
like what if it's one of your old youth kids?
Could be.
Very possible.
It's a Korey connection, is my guess.
And so before we put the Lee's Outlet, what I was thinking was Isaac Schley, because he saw all three of us, but he's only really met you.
Yeah, Ryan's gonna go
What was
ahead
your-
and
hey,
roll
what
that
was
out.
your other guess?
no,
We've had some other guesses.
I don't
We're not
remember-
gonna say those out loud.
No,
I
I
don't
remember.
think.
it was a better hint tonight.
Yeah, we're-
that
we're-
hint actually got the juices flowing.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
cooking now.
yeah.
We're
So
cooking now.
We'll say before we get off air, you can find us on Friday night, Sulphur Springs at Liberty Islo. I'm excited for that one.
yeah, it'll be a good one.
Gonna be a good
Big old
game.
pop.
Obviously, we got a lot of the players in the comments, so good luck to y'all guys. We're very excited for that one. We also have something pretty fun to do or to announce. Coming up soon, Saturday, October 7th,
Yes, I
we will be
believe so.
doing a kind of a live down and out at Sable Provisions from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Unfortunately, Ryan's not going to be able to be there for that, I don't think. But y'all come hang out with us. Obviously, watch the show, but y'all can come hang out with us in person and everything, and that'll be fun. And we may or may not. We don't have
some
this one
guests.
confirmed, but
Next week.
we might be doing a live remote next week as well. If we get that confirmed, we'll let y'all know and we'll get that posted and everything. But
This is news to me.
gonna be some opportunities for some actual live remote shows. So y'all come hang out with us. That'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully this is something we're gonna start doing more of. So.
Hey, depending on, and I know we're going over time, but it's
We're having fun.
This is our world, and you're
Yeah.
living in it.
Yeah,
apparently,
you're
but,
still here.
uh,
15 of you.
whatever the episode schedule is next week. Who knows? But Ryder Cup next week.
Oh, baby.
That's going to be a bit. If you're not a normal golf fan, this
like
is
the
as
Olympics.
football of a game, or football of a round of golf you will ever watch. It is it's pretty badass. I'm
it's
excited.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
and I
excited.
got cornered into rooting for Europe on that one. So
Oh,
now-
yeah.
Come
Traitor.
on.
The British are coming. That's what freaking God, dog. I can't stand you.
Any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Let's go Falcons, baby.
Go
3-0.
Falcons.
It's within grasp.
Go Wildcats.
Order
Again,
pizza on Sunday.
Order pizza on Sunday.
Or smoke some meats.
Tune in Friday night for Sulphur Springs at Liberty Islo starting at 7 p.m. Me and Ryan on the pregame show. On behalf of everyone here, Ryan Humphreys, Korey Hankins, producer Lady Chloe
Go
Copel.
Irish.
I'm Tyler Lennon. We love you, and we're on to you, Tiger Shadow Claw.